Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Ernest, as everyone knows. This is another DVD Blu-ray review that I'm going to do of a classic film that most people have seen. And today I'm going to be reviewing John Bormann's classic Deliverance. Now this is the Spanish version I got while on holiday in Benidorm this year in March. I picked this up with a few other films. Now the reason I got this copy is it's the full uncut version, it's in full widescreen, it's also got DTS Master Audio 5.1 and it's full 1080p picture. I haven't watched it yet, as you can see it's still shrink wrapped, but I have seen the film a few times so I know what it's all about. So this is going to be my quick review of a classic from the very early 70s. It stars four people, four Hollywood actors. You've got Burt Reynolds, Jon Voight, Ned Beatty and Ronnie Cox. They're the four main characters. Now it's written by James Dickey based on his own novel Deliverance. It's directed by John Bormann, as I said earlier on, and it's basically a tale about four people who want to go kayaking and whitewater rafting down this river that leads to a lake that's eventually going to be filled in, landfilled, to build on. So they've only got one chance to go down this river and to try and master this river. So that's the premise of the story. It's really about how four people from different backgrounds have to get on together on this trip. Now there's a classic scene at the beginning that everybody knows. Before they get on the river, there's a young lad. It's set in the outback in like Louisiana in the swamp area, so it's all very rough and rugged, should I say. I do apologise. And basically it's about these four people doing this trip. And when they get there, they're sat there waiting to board the canoes and get them on the river. And they're at this little redneck town where there's a lot of people they're all survivalists, so they're all quite well up on things, and there's one lad playing a banjo, and one of the other men in the group can also play an instrument, and they do this sort of duel. In the sense it's called dueling banjos, so there's two of them playing banjo together and they keep in tempo, and it's a classic bit of cinema. It's brilliant, the music's fantastic, everyone remembers it, and it sets the tone for the film. But all the people in this little town aren't all what they seem to be, but later on that all comes out as they go along on this trip. Now, like I said to you, I'm not going to give too much away. It's basically a journey, and it's a journey of discovery for all these people. There's one of them, which is the Burt Reynolds character. He's like the big macho man. He's done all this, been there, he's great at everything. The other two, the Jon Voight character and the Ronnie Cox character, are really middle class, white suburban, blue collar workers. They're not working in factories. They're all office workers. And the fourth character is a small dumpy guy played by Ned Beatty, who's brilliant in this. He's the one who follows everyone. He doesn't have a purpose in life. He doesn't see anything. He just goes along with everything that they do. And things happen on the film. I won't give anything too much away, but it's one of these survivalist eco films before they all become trendy nowadays. It's brutal. It's got some pretty shocking scenes in it, and the scenery though and the colours and are fantastic. All the mountains, the water, the canoeing, all of it, the sea, it's just so it's idyllic. But as you said, not everything's ideal as you see it. There is some bad people in the woods, and obviously the group encounter this group of bad people. But it's basically, as I said, it's a film of survival, and they have to survive in order to get back to civilization, and they also have to survive each other, which is in itself pretty hard to do because there's a lot of squabbling, a lot of fighting, a lot of people falling out. But like I said to you, Deliverance is a great great classic early 70s film from Warner Brothers. As I said, made by John Bormann, British director, and well worth viewing. I give it, for today's market, it's an 8 out of 10, because people move on, technology moves on, but as a film for the 70s, it's a 10 out of 10. But today's market, a lot of young uns might not get the tranquility of it, because it's not a fast moving film. Slow, it's pacey, it builds up as it goes along, but it's not fast. It makes you want to go whitewater rafting, if you want to be honest, but it doesn't make you want to do a lot of the things that happen to the people in this, good or bad. But the actual movie is a very good film, and it's well worth a late Saturday night in front of the telly, glass of wine or a couple of beers. You'll enjoy it. So that's John Bormann's Deliverance, starring Burt Reynolds, Ronnie Cox, Ned Beatty and John Voight. Thank you.